Good morning guys. In the today's session I am with a few more interesting queries, and before starting the today's session guys, we'll try to discuss about that means recall the things of previous session. In the previous session we discussed a query related to this books database, that means a student, book, branch, such kind of a thing. There we have seen that display the details in which all his written books of an author was published by different publishers, right? So for that we have written one wonderful nested query, right? So where it helps us, especially first we have implemented that. First we have come up with a logical answer, that means a mathematical model. Then that we converted that mathematical model picture as what we have derived, that we have coded using SQL query, right? We have written one interesting SQL query, right? Very logical query that we have written. Then then after that could be, I think I have given one small assignment related to that of similar kind, how to get students who have borrowed books of different branches, right? So could be such kind of a query I have given, right? Now I am with a few more interesting queries. Before starting the today's session guys, I'll take you to this what a different database. I am having a few more queries I want to discuss related to these things, movie, actor, director, act and all. So prior to that, we'll try to write one small query and a table called borrow on this. So I want to discuss one small operator which can be used, keyword that we call by name between, with the help of this table. Let me take up a small query guys. Let's say I want to retrieve all list of students. I want to retrieve all list of students who borrowed books in the year 2019 and 20. Only such kind of students who borrowed books between 2019 and 2020, right? So only such kind of a student list I want guys. How can I get it? To get it, we will write a select query, that all we know it. But as part of this data, can you tell me guys, can you predict which all the rows, tuples become an answer? As part of this part of data, definitely 2019, that means between 2019 to 20 means what usually we'll do is 2019 will start from 2019-01, that means January, and the first, right, date is 01, right? Then it ends at 2020 means 2020, then the last month, that is the December 12, right? Then after this the last date that we called by name something what 31st, right? December 31st. So this is between these two dates, that boundary, right? This becomes a lower boundary, then this becomes an upper boundary, right? Between that, which all the dates are available, the borrow date, right? So retrieve all such tuples, right? That's it, those USNs and book IDs and all. To do that, usually what kind of a query will write it? Select star from, right? So that kind of a thing will write. For example, let me write select star from borrow, where borrow date column we called it with the name called with the help of b date. 1 minute. Actually, there I am not able to scroll it, so for that it will not be fit in the right position. That's why I did like this. That's it. First, I'll go with select star from borrow. This is what this one, the borrow table data. Then select star from borrow. We can say. Then after this, where B date borrow date should be, we said it should lie in between this. That means all dates should be greater than or equal to this and should be less than or equal to this, right? Then only we can say any date is what we are having, borrow date should be greater than or equal to this 2019-01-01 and less than or equal to 2020-12-31, right? So this is what code usually will write. Let me write because if anything, if it like, that means the books which are all borrowed between 2019 and 20, if it is asked, usually we'll write 2019, then since it's a string date, varchar date type, so enclosed within the single quote, then 01, then 01, then and B date should be less than or equal to, right, should be less than or equal to what, 2020, 12, then 31, right? So December 31, this is what a query will write. Let me see what happens. Yes, look at this one, guys. As per this part of our data, we said only the expected answer is this 18, 18, 18, no, right? 18, 18, 18, not the answer, right, expected. But these are all okay, right? 2019, 20, 20, right? And different dates and months, right? This is okay. So 11, 10, 10, the same answers we are getting, right? 11, 10, same answer we are getting, you know. That's it. This is what one way, with the help of greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. With that also we can able to compare the two dates. So for that we can get things which are lying between the two mentioned two extremes, right? So that we can extract, right, which are lying in between the two mentioned values. Now there's a one more beautiful operator, guys, in SQL that we call by name between operator, or you can call it by name even called as a keyword, right? So with the help of this between, easily, especially it is mainly meant for retrieving things with respect to dates and as well as few integer values, let's say between 2000 to 5000 salary, suppose if it is a salary, or if it is a age between 20 to 50, right, or between marks something, right? So all such integer values which is lying between the two specified values, those things can be picked, retrieved with the help of this keyword between, right? So let me go with writing a same query, same problem, solving the same problem with the help of between. Let me go with that, guys. So I'll write a same query. What I'll do is select star from borrow, same thing I've written. Look at this one, guys. 1 minute. Select star from borrow, where B date should be greater than or equal to something between two dates we have mentioned, you know. So there, instead of greater than or equal to, less than or equal to operator, what I'll do is B date should be lying between, I'll make use of the keyword between, B date between 2019-01-011 and all right, instead of less than or equal to, what I'll do is between this 2019-01-01 and 2020-12-31. That's it. That means, look at this one. What I viewed is between this and this date, right? That's it. That I am mentioning. Look at this one. Same answer we got, you know, 11, 10, same answer. No change with respect to that. So for that, now we learned one interesting keyword of DBMS, that means SQL, that is between, to extract any values, the tuples which are lying between the two specified range, right? So let me take up a similar kind, because you may feel that, sir, where it works only for date. No, even it works for integer values also. Let me take up one such example. So select star from director. We are having a director table, you know. Yes, sorry. So there is a spelling mistake. What is that? Show tables. Let me display the tables. So we don't have a director here. We are having a student, right? Student with age, could be author with age, right? Let me take up. Select star from author. Yes, author with age we are having. So author, let me write select. Insert. I'll insert few more values. Insert into author values with 203. Let me say some Raju. Then country India, let me write. Then after this I will write that age as some 10, right. So what I expect is, I want to list out all authors age which lies between 40 to 50, right, including 40 to 50, between 40 and 50, which all the authors are there, only such author details I want to retrieve. So for that, usually what query will write, select star from author where age should be greater than equal to 40 and less than equal to 50, right. So like that we will write. Instead of this, it's a one way of writing. There is a one more way is where age should be lies between what, 40 and 50, right. Simple. Even when we write like this, then also we'll get answer. Look at this one, guys. 45, 50 and 45. It's an indication that between is a keyword where it works between the works even with the integer values also, not only with the date, right. So through that, by mentioning two integer values, two boundaries, right. So we can extract the things which are lying in between that, right, within that, right. So that's it. So now we learned that between. Now I am having one more interesting class to discuss, guys. So there could be possibility that, let me take up. I am having author details. They are having a 45, 50, 45, 10, right? Different values. What I want is, I want to list all these author details, right? So not in the form of, actually the authors are listed in such a way that their ages are jumbled, right. That means mixed up, the 45, then 50, 45, 10. Usually what we want is things should be ordered in some manner. Sometimes people may feel that I want to list, I want to order the things, right. So based on author IDs, or I want to sort the things based on name, right. So alphabetical order you may try, right, or I want to order based on a country, right, either this attribute, or sometimes you may get, you may want something like this, you may feel that I want to list all authors, always a younger aged author should be displayed first, right. That means in terms of age column I want to sort it, right, in either in ascending or descending order fashion. Could be these kind of answers sometimes we may want, right. So during that time, how can I get these kind of a thing? To do that, retrieve one after the other and sort it with the coding, right? That's what one way that we can do, definitely. But instead of that, retrieving and storing in some array, right, two-dimensional array, since to store it, definitely it requires a two-dimensional array. Then after with going with sort kind of a function with bubble, quick, or any other different sorting, or heap sort, right. Merge sort, we are having a plenty of sorting technique, So making use of any of those sorting technique is what I said, or which were having a very less time complexity, like n log n. So for example, you may take up the quick sort or a merge sort or a heap sort, because all three are having a n log n time complexity, right. So that you can apply and you can retrieve it. This is what one simple way we can do. But I am having one question with respect to this. Retrieving all unsorted data and in the coding going with sorting, once again applying an algorithm, any sorting algorithm, though it is having a lighter time complexity, but sorting a huge data, suppose if we are having a close together rows during the time, definitely it becomes very costly for us. Just by seeing these 4 rows, definitely we say it's a simple task, sir. But always when you are when you are writing any queries in database, you have to think that we are having a huge data, because the major usage of this DBMS software is to store huge data, right. It is to make our job of retrieval to be made more simpler with the help of queries, right? So always think of huge data, then how to retrieve, then how to always write an optimal solution, right? Optimal query for that, right? For any given problem. So as part of this example, guys, then how can I get that sorted data? So for that, suppose instead of retrieving unsorted data, then sorting, what I expect is, can we write a query in such a way that the query itself should give us a sorted data of however I want, right, based on whichever column I want, then display it without applying any other algorithms, right, in the programming language, right? That's it. This is what my expected answer. So for that, to do it, guys, in SQL, we are having one more wonderful class. Guys, till now we have come across with different classes of select query. Can remember, guys, one is a select class, right, where it can be used to write all attributes in which we want to print, that means to display, right? And even aggregate function also it permits us to write. Then after this, we discussed about a from class. With the help of from class, we can write a table names that we have seen. Then after that, we have discussed about one more class that we called by name where class. To that we can write some condition. We check conditions on the basic general attribute which are there which are mentioned in the from class table, right? Sorry, in the from class, that is the table name attributes. Then after this, we are having one more class that we called by name group by class. So with the help of group by class, we can group based on whichever attribute we want, right? We can group it, and on each group as what it creates, dynamically. On each such group, I can apply some aggregate function, right? This is what the beauty of this group by, right? Then after that, we discussed about one more beautiful class that we called by name having class. With the help of having, what we can do is, even we can able to check a condition on aggregate function like count, min, max, right, sum, so all such things. These are all those things, these are all the things we discussed already. But today, with the help of, why I have recalled this one is, even with the help of these 5 classes, we cannot achieve one thing, guys. That means retrieving a data based on any of the column in an expected sorted fashion, right? Either an alphabetical way of sorting or a number way of sorting. That means integer sorting. We won't get it, right? Number sort or alphabetical ordering sort, right? Ordered sort. To get it, guys, we are having one more beautiful class that we called by name order by class. With the help of order by, we can mention attribute name. Based on that attribute name, we can retrieve either in an ascending fashion of that particular mentioned attribute column or in a descending fashion, right? So let's say, for example, guys, look at this one. So here we are having a data of author. I want to retrieve, because it is already sorted based on AID default in the primary key column, based on that it sorts, but that I don't want, guys. What I want is, I want to retrieve these author details, all 4 columns I want to retrieve based on that age wise sorting, right? So sorted order, in the sense 203, Raju, India, 10 should come first, then between these two 45, anyone is okay, no issues, because both of them having a same value, same age. Then after this 50 next, that is the Raghu as the last tuple. This is what such a sorted order I want. To get it, guys, and one more, never forget, guys, in SQL, always the order, that means order of usage of any class you must follow the same order, guys. That means first you have to write select, then from, then where, then group by, having, order by. And nothing is mandatory, in the sense what, sir, always we need to write a where class though it is not required. No. If you don't want, leave it. But we cannot change the order as what we have written here. That means writing group by before where? No. Writing group by after having? No. This is also not permitted, right? Writing order by before group by or before from class, that means after select class? No, those are all not allowed, right? Not permitted. Always, if you are writing if you are using this class, group by means if it is always mandatory. Suppose if I want to write check any condition, you first make use of where class, then only we can able to write group by, then having, then order by, like that. This is what a rule, constraint we can say. So to get all author details based on the age wise sorted list, right? So to get it, select start from author, as what I'll write is, I'll make use of I don't want to check any condition. What I want? Only I required is the sorted list, right? So for that, select star from author. I don't want to check any condition. So for that, I left this where class. Then I don't want to group it. So for that, because I want to consider the whole table data, right, as a single group. So for that, I don't want to make use of group by, and even I don't want to make use of any aggregate function. So for that, even I skip this having. So that we skipped three things. What all, guys? Where, group by, and having. Then directly I move to where? Order by class now. Let me write order by. Then I said, yes, I want to order. I want to sort it based on what attribute, guys? Based on the age column, right? So just mention age. That's it. Then which kind of order I want? Whether I want ascending order or descending order. I want to list, if it in terms of ascending order, then mention ASC. That's it. Order by, it's a class name, then followed by the attribute name, then mention the keyword ASC. ASC represents ascending. Suppose if I am having a DESC, already we discussed DESC for describe table, right? Here table data to see the metadata, but here there is one more meaning, especially when we are using the DESC with the order by class attribute, right? So what it will do is order by descending. Then ASC for order by ascending and particular unspecified attribute. Let me go with doing these things, guys. Look at this one, guys. Order by age, then followed by ascending. Now I got a data. Look at this one. So 203, 10, that comes first. 245, 202, 45, 201, 50, right? We get that the whole order will be what changed, right? Now we are in a ascending order of age column. Let me say, for example, guys, I want to sort based on name, guys. This is what number sorting. What I want is, I want to sort based on author name, because author name consists of alphabets, right? So is it possible? Yes, guys. To do that, replace age by a name, right? So now what happens? We'll see, fine, guys. Look at this one. We got M, because in the alphabet M comes first, Manu, Navate, Raghu, Raju, right? Like this. RAG comes first, RAJ comes later, right? Even in a dictionary, right? This also fine, working fine. Now even this also changed, the order? Yes. So for that, this order by class can be used for alphabetical sorting or age sorting. That to what? Either in ascending or descending. Oh, but I have not explored the descending, Let me go with exploring descending order of sorting based on age. Age. And one more, guys, one more interesting thing. Suppose if I miss this ASC, then what happens? Any predictions? Yes, it sorts. Even if I have not mentioned, only if I mentioned the attribute name, during that time it sorts in an ascending order fashion. By default, it makes use of ascending order, right? So suppose if you want ascending order of sorting on any of the particular attribute column, right, on any of the particular attribute, so during the time, even if you miss this ASC, then also it works, right? Because ASC, ascending order of sorting on any of the particular, on a specified attribute, it is what a default sorting pattern, right, used in SQL. Let me go with descending. Let me go with writing DSC, descending, right? So let me check. Yes, we got 50 first, then 45, 45, 10. Even this also what arranged in a in a corresponding values also arranged, right? So based on this age values, right? Then if you want alphabetical descending, ordering, sorting, that also you can do a name descending. Look at this one. We got Raju first, then Raghu, Navate, then the reverse order from Z to A. There A to Z. That's it. So from this we learned one more interesting class, that is order by class in SQL, right? It is mainly meant for sorting, right, on any of the particular attribute whichever we want, right? That's it. Guys, today I am with a few more interesting queries to discuss. So for that, I'll take you to the PPT, then I'll take up one such a small query. or directly we can take up to the a database as what I have written here. Use CinemaDB. Already have created this, you know it, right? So show tables. So we are having these many tables here. Select a star from movie. I'll tell you what exactly it is. I am simply displaying all tables as what we have created, right, along with the values. That's it. So these are all the tables I have created. Prior to that, I'll tell you the story because you know it. I'll just recall the story behind all these tables, right, behind this database. So we are having a movie table where MID is a key attribute. We are having a movie name, language, release year, director ID. That means this movie was directed by whom. And we took one small assumption that a movie is always directed by one director, but director directs many movies, right? These things. Then these are director details we are having in a director table where DID is a primary key. Then actor table, actor ID, actor name where AID is a primary key. Then act table contains which actor acted in which movie and in which role, right? So this is what it conveys. So, and we took one assumption that an actor can act in many movies, right? And a movie can contains many actors. So it represents a many to many cardinality, right? This is what we said under different roles are on a same role. Fine. Here what these are the 4 tables we have created. Then these are the values, fine, of these tables. My question is, my first question to you. Let me go with writing one simple query now. I want to retrieve the details of author. I want to retrieve the details of actors who acted in maximum number of movies. Look at this one. The query is very interesting. I want to retrieve the actors who acted in maximum number of movies. Actor who acted in maximum movies. Maximum number of movies. How can I get it, guys? Can I say 100? So as part of this data, which table is required, guys? Alone with the movie table, can we find out which actor acted in maximum movies? No. Can I able to get it in actor table? No. Actor table only gives us an information related to author ID and author name. It doesn't give any information for us related to this actor acted in which movie. Then where should I visit? With the director? No, definitely it deals with only directors, right? So then the one table which is left out is act. Look at this actor table, guys. Actor ID, MID, role. It's an indication that actor ID and MID are both of them are present in the act table. These two are the interested attribute, right, to solve this query, because I want to know actor acted in maximum number of movies. Let me check, guys. As part of this, we said act table is required, and there in the act table, which are the two interesting attribute, guys? Because always, right, before writing a query, what we have to find out, which are the table to consult, right, to display it, and always write a query based on a key attribute. That means the key attribute, and once if we get a key attribute, it's very easy, right, to get its corresponding values. That means retrieve actors means what? Display actors who acted in maximum number of movies. To do that, display actors means what? Display actor IDs. Then easily we can able to display the respective names later by joining it with actor table. Once if we get actor ID, easily we can able to get a actor name, right? Fine. So we are having an act table here, and two interesting attribute to solve this query in the act table is actor ID and a movie ID, right? Because I want to find out I want to find out which actor acted in maximum movies. Look at this one, guys. Never forget one interesting thing. Try to find the similarities between the different queries, and as well as the differences between one query to another query, and how things we are improving, right? So with the help of these different problem statement, right, and we have to pick some things which are discussed in the previous queries, right? So definitely those queries becomes an input to solve. That means that gives us the part of the solution to solve these queries, guys. The learnings as what we made earlier in our earlier sessions. actor who acted in, there we discussed actor acted in number of how many movies, or author written how many books, right? Each author written how many books, count of books we did, and each student borrowed how many books, those things we did. But here what we want? Actor acted in how many movies? That becomes, that only gives us each actor acted in how many movies. But the question is quite different, you know, each, they are not asking actor acted in, here we are not asking actor acted in how many movies, no. How many movies is different from maximum number of movies. So for that, to solve this query, how we can solve, guys? So definitely we can say, few of my friends are go with the maximum movies, you know, maximum movie means MID, max of MID. Retrieve the authors who acted in maximum movies means, few might think that max of MID, is it become a right answer? So max of MID means 3 is the maximum, so for that it displays me a 101 as an answer. Is it a right answer? So here, as part of this example, we are having 2, 3, both of them are acted in only 2 movies. So for that 101 become an answer. Let me go with adding one more row. Insert into act values, actor ID 100 to act in 102, sorry, movie ID 3 in the role of some comedy character, right? Let me write. Problem is with respect to the spelling as what we made here. 1 minute, things was hanged. Sorry guys, insert into act values, then 103 comedy have written, yes, query okay. Let me go with displaying select start from act. Now guys, when I see this answer 100, 100 with 2 and 100 with 3, actually 100 acted in 3 movies and 101 acted in 2, 3, 2, that means 2, 3, because though the 2 occurred twice, so that will be treated as a single movie, right? So 101 acted, but he acted in different roles, that's it. So 101 with 2 and 3 indicates 101 acted in 2 movies, 100 acted in 1, 2, 3 movies. So but when I say max of MID, it picks the 3 and 100 and 101 because 3 will be connected with these 2 persons, so it displays both 100 and 101 as answer. Actually we don't want the maximum of MID value, that we don't want. What we want? What we want is each actor acted in maximum number of movies. Number of movies means what? Count of movies. Actually what they are asking is, try to find out this one guys. Actor means AID, retrieve AID, super. Acted in movies, that means MID. What guys? Maximum number of movies. Number of movies means what? This gives a hint that they are asking us to go with count. Number of movies what means what? Count of movie IDs. Count the movie ID, right? And there maximum number of movies, maximum of count. What we want is max of count of movie IDs we want, right? So each actor acted in how many movies, that we have to count, that number of movies that acted by each each actor, then try to retrieve the maximum in that count list, right, in the number of movie list, and display the respective author IDs. To do it guys, we said max of count we want. Actually we are quite this a query giving as some, conveying as some interesting thing guys. Count we have to make, sorry, spelling mistake, count. To this count we are writing a max in its outside. That means we are nesting an aggregate function, you know. Already we have seen that how to write query within a query, but now we are writing how to write an aggregate function within that one more aggregate function, right? This is what the beauty of this query, but SQL supports it or not? Let me check, guys. We'll try to go with that. So to solve this query, one thing we learned first, we have to count number of movies acted by each author, then find out maximum in the count. That's it. So this is what the logic we have to write. Retrieve AID and max of count of MID. To do it, let me go with writing a query, guys. So select AID. Which table is required? To solve this, act table. Let me write act A dot AID. Let me write. Then after this, whether any condition to check, where? No conditions to check. But to get each actor acted in number of movies, that means how many movies. To get it, we have to group based on what? Actor ID. That means it becomes, first what we have to make is, let me write that mathematical model of this solution. 100 acted in how many movies? 100. This is an actor ID, right? Actor ID 100 connected with actor ID. What are all the actor IDs we are having? 100 and 101. Fine. So connected with how many movie IDs? Let me go with displaying movie ID here. Movie ID. What all the movie IDs here we are having? 100, 1, 100 connected with 100 connected with 2. Yes, fine, right? Then 100 connected with 3. Yes, fine, right? Then 101 connected with 2, 3 and 2, right? 2, 3 and 2. Since whether to count it as count of movies, so 1, 2, 3, these are movie IDs. Now I go with counting, guys. When I go with counting, it becomes what, guys? 1, 2, 3. Now I am talking about count of movie ID. When I say count of movie ID 1, 2, 3, the count becomes 3. And 1, 2, 3, this count also becomes what? 3. Is it 3 movies? No, you know, same thing was repeated. So for that I want to neglect this repeated entry. How can I achieve it, guys? To achieve this, it's always to go with what? Counting a distinct movie IDs. So for that, count of what, guys? Distinct movie ID. So for that, all repeated entries will be neglected and this count becomes what? 2, right? This is a count of movie ID. Then what we want? Between these two count, look at this, very interesting. Between these two count, these count values as what we have listed, they try to pick a maximum value. What is the maximum out of this count? That means max of count we want, count of movie ID, right? To get it, this is a maximum, that is 3, right? 3 connected with what? 100 and retrieve this actor ID 100. This is what a model we want to build, we want to find out, right? This one. So first what we did, we grouped, right? You know, we grouped first, then we counted. Which one? MID, based on, by avoiding that repeated entry in the movie ID, that means distinct movie ID we counted. What we did next? On count column, we tried to find out a maximum and we tried to display the corresponding AIDs. That's it. Let me go with first. What is the first step? Go to act table, retrieve AID, then count of, first go with counting, you know, we did count, right? Count of what? Distinct A.MID, right? Movie IDs. Before counting, what to do? You create group by what? Group by based on what? AID, A.AID, author ID, based on author ID only we grouped in a AID. That's it. Let me check. Yes, we got this one, you know, 100 with 3 and 101 with, sorry, here we'll get answer. 100 with 3 and 101 is 2, fine. What else we can write a query? What else we need to find out now? Till this much is ready, right? So till this much, this diagram, this picture is over. The left out thing is only this one we have to make out now. To do that, we said max of count. Let me check whether max of count works or not. Max of count could be where it is good for you to display. Could be this position is okay, I think, right? We said max of count of distinct a dot mid, and here also go with writing in the having class. So after select max, right? Maximum, whether we get a maximum or not, we'll see it. Saying what? Invalid use of group by function, error. It's an indication that, so could be, is it because of we missed this having class? So let me check, because few of my friends might have a question like this, sir, in the having class you have after group by required to write a having, because look at this one, we have written group by AID, then go with writing having max of count of a dot distinct, right? Distinct a dot mid. Could be this is what an answer you have expected. Let me check. Again, it's showing invalid use of group function. It's an indication that, look at this one, this error, guys. It's an indication that in SQL, in MySQL, these kind of nesting of aggregate functions are not permitted, but we have to achieve it. MySQL doesn't permit these kind of nesting of aggregate function. Nesting of queries are allowed, but nesting of aggregate function, count of max, sum of max, right? So it's all not permitted. Then how can we solve? Because possibility that in real time situations sometimes we may come across with these kind of problems. To do that, guys, what else we can do is, any idea? Because almost half of answer, almost we can say the 60 to 70% of the answer we have completed, only 30% is left out. But how to achieve that 30%? Because but still we have not completed the whole problem, right? To do it guys, first let me go with the solution as what we obtained earlier. With the help of this itself, try to get the another half of an answer, right? To do that, let me go with this, guys. Actually, it is showing like a table, you know. First, try to imagine this picture, right? This is the same picture we want to achieve it, right? Now, what I'll do is, I'll go with, it is looking like a table, the result. So, for that, can I able to give one name? Suppose on MID I can apply a count, I can apply a max, it is possible, but I cannot apply max of count of two aggregate function at a single instance of time. So for that, what I'll do is try to get the things, guys. We cannot apply two aggregate function at a single instance of time. That means max nesting of aggregate functions was not permitted, but each one on a normal attribute of the table easily we can able to apply, right? So for that, what is my idea is, anyway it is looking like a table, you know, AID with some value, some column, right? What table usually contains, guys? Table contains of columns and some tuples. Yes, this also columns and tuples. Possibility that few of my friends having a question, sir, store these values by creating one more temporary table. No, we'll go with temporary table, but don't go for storing again by creating create table, right? Don't go with writing a create table statement and storing, because once if we go with create table and again insert into statement storing, then that becomes a very costly answer, you know. Yes, then how we can able to solve is, anyway it is looking like a table. So for that, can we go with giving one temporary name for this table? Let me call it by name some T1. Some temporary name for this table, we call it by name T1. And one more, when I write count of distinct of A dot MID, to this when I write max of count of distinct A dot MID, then it shows an error, right? Because above this count, we are writing a max. That means we are nesting this aggregate function, max and count. This is what not permitted, right? But directly max of distinct A dot MID, it's okay. So for that, what I'll do is, I want to hide there is an aggregate function which is available at this point of time, right? So for that, what I'll do is, can I give a different name for this, guys? Yes, your answer is right, guys. That means we'll go with giving a different name for this attribute. Already we know that how to give a different name. We can give this as a different name. This for this also we can give a different name. So even for this also, can I go with the help of as keyword? That means earlier saying, can we go with giving some name? It's a count, you know. Let me call my name this as CT, count CT, right? Now this attribute column name becomes what? CT, right? You know, and this column CT can able to apply an aggregate function like max of CT, then easily I can able to get a maximum value, right? First, what is our plan, guys? Anyway, it is looking like a table, the query result, right? For this query result, can we call it with some name? This is T1 as table name T1, but actually it is not existing, but temporarily the query result we are storing under the name called T1, and we are feeling that it is one temporary table T1. Actually it is not existing, right? It's a retrieved answer of the from the act table, that's it, from this query. Only we are storing this retrieved query answer of this query in the T1 name, that's it. Then in the T1, we are giving a different name for this count of distinct A dot MID as CT. On this CT, we are applying a maximum CT, right, in the outer query, that's it. So this is what a query, guys, fine. So what we said, to this query will give a different name. This is what a query, right? We have written and we are getting answer. For this query we said we'll give a different name. What is the first step? Giving different name for a query. That means the table, the query result. Let me call the whole query. Query ends, starts at this select, and ends at here, right? After group by. There I'll write as T1, right, you know, and in the outer side of this query, there I'll write select. What is the from which table I want to retrieve a maximum? And one more we missed. What is that, guys? Before writing a select, T1, we have given that whole table as T1. Then we have to rename this count, right? Alias, giving a different name for this count of distinct AMID as what, guys? CT, some column. Alright. So prior to that, let me check whether CT works or not. Column becomes what? CT, and for this we'll give a T1. Let me check. As T1, right? So, but showing error, you know, we have given CT, okay, then T1, but we'll try to access this T1 from outside, guys. That means select star from what? From, look at this one. Select star from this table, that means from retrieved query, and retrieved query name is T1. There we are retrieving. That means from class we have written a query, but this query we have given a name like T1. Then onwards, whatever I want to retrieve it here, it is from T1 table. That means T1 temporary table data, right? That we are retrieving. That means T1.ct, T1.aid, right? Like this. It is not from act table. That feeling you have to have it at this point of time. But actually it is from a act table itself. But as part of this outer query, it is retrieving from T1, right? Fine. Yes. Look at this one, guys. Now it is working. T1, AD, CT. Same content we are getting. Now to get these things from outer query, look at this one. I will try to display the value T1 dot AID, then T1 dot, because even when I write A dot AID, because we have given A as act, right? So A dot CT, then it shows an error. Look at this one, unknown column A dot AID. But actually AID, A dot AID, that only we have written, here, A dot AID. It said okay here, but it said error here, right? Why, because this A is available only to the inner query. A means act. But to an outer query, it is from T1, because we have given a name as T1, right? So for that, just replace A dot AID by T1 dot AID and A dot CT by T1 dot CT, right? Now look at this one, guys. Now it is working. Now what I want the maximum here, right? So max of CT, let me write max of T1 dot CT. Yes, we got 300, same answer. But never forget, it's a max function. Always max gives what, guys? Always max function gives us a maximum value, but its corresponding value is always with the min and max at the first value. So for that, suppose if 3 occurred at the second position, then it doesn't retrieve me the right answer. So for that, how can we resolve? To solve this one, guys, as usual we know, get the half of an answer, that is with the right, go with the extract the right answer and try to get the another half, right? So get a half right answer and try to build another half, right? That's it. Max of CT, yes, we got 3. Then after this, you enclose the whole thing as one query, right? Now the outcome of this query is 3, right? It's an indication that we are getting a maximum value, and we have to compare the count value with this maximum value. Which all the actors acted number of counted movies, when it is equal to this maximum count, it's an indication that definitely that actor acted in a maximum number of movies. So let me go with writing this. Anyway, it's giving a maximum movies. Let me copy this mark and I'll copy. After that, I'll open a notepad. There I'll write a query. So for that, what we have did actually, guys, select, we went to act, because this could be, 1 minute, I'll change a view. Color we cannot change. Could be we can go with Notepad++. So for that, plus plus. Let me go with because it's not displaying there. Come back guys, here select max as max of t1.ct. This gives me a maximum. Then let me go with finding a count. To get a count, we have written a query like this one, because we want to compare maximum with a count with a maximum. When count is equal to this maximum, then retrieve that respective actor details, right? So how can I get a count? Each actor acted in how many movies? A.AID, then count of distinct A.MID from act A, then group by each actor, right? Group by A.AID. That's it. This gives me the count. Each actor acted in how many movies, and when this count should be equal to this maximum, then the things were solved, right? So how? Having count of distinct A.MID should be equal to the query as what we have written earlier. What is that query, guys? Let me go with copying the whole query. Maximum, finding a maximum, this one, right? So mark because half of the answer is available here. Let me go with selecting, copy, yes. I will go with pasting to this equal to position, yes. Count of distinct A.MID. So first row has copied. So still we have left out with a few more part. Then mark. Let me go with copying, yes. This one, right? Copy. Then we'll go with paste here, yes. That's it, guys. Look at this one. This gives me a count when count is equal to this maximum query answer, right? So that's what we are getting. Look at this one, 100 with 3, we are getting an answer. Let me go with retrieving respective name. To get a name, which table to visit? I am having a A.ID. To get actor name, I have to visit actor table, right? So let me go with where to write, to an outer query, right? From act A, then actor AR, and write where A.AID is equal to AR.AID. That's it. And go to select class and display the name AR.AName, actor name. That's it. You got Ajay, right? Let me right check whether 100 name is Ajay. Select star from actor. Look at this one. 100 means Ajay. We got the answer, right? So that's it. So now today we learned how to do nesting of aggregate function, right? Tomorrow I will come up with one more interesting query, right? Where it's almost similar to that, how to do nesting, and try to work it in your home, guys, with the help of different queries. For example, find the director who directed maximum movies, right? So such kind of queries you can write, and retrieve the movies where it's having a maximum actors, right? Maximum number of actors are acted, right? So try out these kind of queries, right? Where you will get a very good hold on this aggregate function nesting, especially in case of queries with the help of this aliasing technique, right? So by pushing a whole query into a from class, right? So wonderful. Thank you, guys. Thanks for your patience listening.